Hello and welcome to my review of my motorcycle. It is my Honda CBR125R in the Repsol colours. It's quite a striking colour, quite a striking bike. It is a 125cc. I think the exact figure is 124.7 if you want to, be quite strict about it. But it's quite a fast 125. The handling is very good. It's my first bike, but I have ridden on a couple of other bikes before, and I'm gonna straight away talk about some of the specifications, and then once that's out of the way, I'm just gonna give you my honest opinion of the bike, and basically say what I see, the footage I've shown. I'm gonna just talk about it. I must say, if you want to find more information about this, go on Honda's official website, Honda Motorcycles, and there's lots of specifications and overview and reviews and gallery and accessories and the colours and things like that. Would like to signpost you there. Also, my local Honda dealer, CJ Ball & Son, located in Norwich. Go on their website. Check all of their bikes out if you wish, so they're my two shout outs really. I'm going to start off with the dimensions and weight. The ground clearance is 185mm, the battery capacity is 12 volts, fuel capacity is 13 litres, and that's including the LCD indicated reserve. The seat height is not that high at 173mm. The length of the motorcycle is 1946mm, the width is 704mm, and the height is 1089mm. It's bigger in person, and the headlights are 55/60 watt H4 valve, and the wheelbase is 1313mm, and the weight of the bike runs in at just 136.9 kilograms. So it's quite a light bike. You can see the engine there. The bore and stroke 58 by 47.2mm. The max torque of this engine is 10.4 Nm or 8000 min. The ignition is a computer controlled digital transistorized with electronic advance. The engine type is a liquid cooled 4-stroke 2-valve SOHC single, and the fuel consumption is 41.6 kilometers or 117.5 miles per gallon. The compression ratio is 11:1. The carburation is PGM FI electronic fuel injection, and the max power output is 9.8 kilowatts, 10,000 mins. And the engine displacement, I said earlier, is 124.7 centimeter cubed, and the starter is electric starter. The gearbox is a 6-speed, and the clutch is a wet multiple with coil springs. The clutch operation is mechanical cable actuated, and the final drive is an O-ring sealed chain. So now I'm going to talk about the wheels, suspension and brakes. I'm going to start at the front wheels, and as the camera pans and changes, it will slowly move to the rear of the bike. So as you can see, this motorbike has two wheels. The tyres in the front is 100 by 80 17 MC, and the suspension at the front is 31mm telescopic fork 120mm stroke. The front wheels are, as you can see there, U-section 6-spoke cast aluminium, and they're the same on the rear. Now the brakes on the front are 276 by 4mm dual hydraulic disc with dual piston caliper and sintered metal pads. There's no point spending a lot of money upgrading these, they do the job. As you can see there, I'm now going to talk about the rear wheel, and there's not much of a difference. So the rear wheel is exactly the same in terms of the actual wheel. It is the tyre on the rear wheel is 170 by 70 -17 MC, and the wheel again is a U-section 6-spoke cast aluminium. The suspension is a monoshock damper 126mm axle travel, as you can see there by the little red coil spring. And the brakes on the rear are obviously smaller at 120 by 4mm hydraulic disc with single piston caliper and sintered metal pads. This is the part in which this part of the review where I just say what I want really about the bike and what's coming up in front of the screen. So I've taken this shot to just illustrate that it's got a side stand, it hasn't got a main stand, but that's sufficient of a bike of this weight. This one here, I applied the tank pad. It's an accessory, it didn't come with the bike. I chose the herringbone, I think it works quite well. So as you can see here, I do have heated grips mounted onto the handlebars. I've got Oxford heated grips, and that's mainly because Honda don't make heated grips for their own bike, for this particular model, because it's a little bit too small and there's just too much drain on the battery. So these Oxford ones work just fine. There's a low mode and a high mode. Check out my individual review coming soon. I don't really get on that well with these grips because of the large grip ends, as you can see there. The stock grips that it came with were absolutely excellent though. You can see here the display. It's a semi LCD display, and you've got your instrument there that shows your revs. Goes up to the 12,000, but I only ever like to rev it over 9,000. So there's the ignition switch. You put the key in, you turn it, and there you go. You've got a lovely orange display there, very nice and clear and bright. You've got your mode, which just changes from your trip total miles, full total to your trip miles, and that can be easily reset, your trip that is. So this is your headlight. You can see there's kind of 3 lights in there really. A very nice effective design. I think from a distance they would really blend into one still, and I would have liked Honda to put some extra LEDs on the sides, even though that would detract a little bit from the look of the bike. So here's me flicking the indicator on left and right. There's separate lights for both left and right. It's quite easy to operate. Now I'm going to turn her on, and you can hear what she sounds like once she's turned on. I'm going to beat the horn, which can be operated when the engine is off. So this is me opening the rear seat cowl. This is the one that it came with. It's quite easy to operate, and when I take this off, you'll see just how much boot space I really have. It's enough to have your little toolkit that you should always carry with you, or you could put a disc lock security system in there, but you'd have to sacrifice them if you wanted to carry any Blu-rays, which is why a lot of the time I just carry a Maxpedition backpack or something. This is the front. As you can see, the the mirrors are quite sturdy, but you can bend them in if you're going to put the bike in storage. It's got a nice perspex screen, but like most bikes, it's quite prone to scratching. So that was my review. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's a absolutely fantastic bike. I'm still a learner on motorcycles, and I always find it a joy to ride. I can't fault it. I can't fault the dealership. I think it's an incredibly good looking bike. and I can't wait for my next Honda. I'm really pleased with the motorcycle. Thanks for joining me today. Thank you for watching. Take care.